Gather round, boys and girls, and I will tell you a tale about how our beloved Hollywood started to fail. It started out slow. It didn't happen overnight, but sure enough it fell. You heard me, that's right. The place once responsible for classics and art, films that made us think, made from passion and heart. It's now a ruined husk, a shell of its former glory days, making assembly line garbage. Genuine stories are now lost in the haze. But perhaps it's not all bad, there's still gems to be sure. A few directors and actors with their love of film still pure. Untainted by the Twitter mob and big enough to resist studio suits. Still fighting for the audience, bringing the joy of cinema back to its roots. But dear friends, I have bad news. These champions are just too few. For you see, there was a sickness in the minds of the woke it was brew. It wasn't forged in the lands of Mordor, nor in the fires of Mount Doom. No, this Dark Lord grew within Hollywood and began building its tomb. Hollywood was always greedy, we knew this to be true, but they kept it out of the films, bringing us things exciting and new. There have always been bad films, with both bad acting and bad plots, but we all laughed together at those, waiting for the real movies to be brought. Now times have changed, and bad films are the new standard. Does anyone remember how great films became endangered? It didn't start with virtue signaling, but that's when we reported the first sighting. The political correctness and expectation subverting had replaced creative writing. No longer was the studio to blame. No, they were the perfect stewards. The magic of the movies was tainted, and the blame? Put on the viewers. No film is enjoyed by everyone. That belief is just absurd. But the more powerful these studios get, the more I expect to see a turd. Remakes and sequels, as far as the eye can see, they never are as good, and it's not what we want this to be. We want them to succeed, and make films we all adore. We support them and watch their films. Well, maybe not as much anymore. For you see, this next chapter of the tale of the Great Fall, it's not a pleasant one, no, not a bit, not at all. Hollywood was far more sinister and more corrupt than we thought. They had rigged the scene for decades, and it was more power they sought. Those in Hollywood claimed to be better than the common folk who rode the bus. They touted their righteousness while being just as bad as us. No, maybe not. I'll say it because it's true when I can. At least we know we do wrong, but we try to help our fellow man. Don't tell us what's right and wrong when you don't act it out yourselves. You do anything to protect your careers, anything at all, if it sells. Not all those in Hollywood were so out of touch in their mind. Some just wanted to make great films. Others were genuinely kind. But things were getting worse for movies as the years went on and on. We tried to tell them repeatedly, but they didn't understand what was wrong. And that, boys and girls, is the end of my tale. Hey, cheer up everyone. Don't look so worried and pale. It was all a work of fiction. Are Hollywood still here tonight? How could any of those things be true? It was all just a story. Right? We want them to succeed and make films we all endure.